Hello everyone. Tonight we are going to do a new product review. I got home from work today and there was an MTH shipper box on my front door porch. I knew exactly what they were. Anybody that knows me knows what these are by now. These were my pre-ordered Southern Pacific Gallery Cars, or the bi-level commuter cars as MTH calls them. This was a custom run from Public Delivery Track out there in Paso Robles, California. So I actually pre-ordered these. I haven't pre-ordered anything since 2005. So that'll give you an idea how much I wanted something. But anyway, let's get you in here and I can show you what these guys are. So I only got the 2-car set because I wasn't sure how they were going to turn out. So I erred on the side of caution. I tend not to buy things unless I see them in person. So no big deal, no big deal. I would order more of these. If I come across another set, I will definitely pick one up. But these are a pretty good representation of the gallery cars that Southern Pacific used. Get you in for a closer look there. You can see that this was the selling point, obviously, for my wife. People. First passenger cars I've ever had with people in them. Your door's open here, so be kind of careful with them. They're not super cool. But there you go. And you can see they got the greenish interior in there. Nice departure from that beige that MTH used forever. So I've been wanting these for a long time in O-scale. There's been some 2-rail manufacturers that done them. I think it was Overland. And if you've never seen an Overland brass model, it'll make any of the brass I own or anything third rail makes look like an absolute turd. So trust me on that. That's the truth. I did have a set of these when I was in HO scale. I believe they were made by Walthers. Similar to these, not quite on, but these really aren't bad. I actually like them quite a bit. The history behind these cars, if anybody cares. So these were used on what Southern Pacific called, well, it was called the Peninsula Commute, but Southern Pacific just called it the Commute. And what that was it was commuter service on the San Francisco Peninsula that ran from San Francisco to San Jose. The Southern Pacific ran that service on their own from 1870 to 1980, so 110 years. I can't remember if it was 75 or 78. They petitioned to stop running the service. They just didn't want to do it anymore. They wanted to concentrate on freight. I know in 1980, the California Department of Transportation, back then it was known as Caltrans, they started running it, and then they changed their name later to Caltrain, which is what it is now. But pretty cool, in my opinion, that somebody could run one service for 110 years. We don't see that much anymore. The San Francisco and the Bay Area in general responded to public transportation a heck of a lot better than, what do you call it? The Southern California did, like LA basically. LA had a very intense public service system between the Los Angeles Railway and Pacific Electric, which I'm sure a lot of people have heard of. Pacific Electric in the Inland Empire, which is basically the LA metro area, they had well over 1,000 miles of trackage. So, but you know, California in their infinite wisdom, they thought it'd be a good idea to tear all that stuff up and make room for diesel-powered buses and gasoline cars. And what's that state trying to do us now? They're trying to make us all drive electric cars. But anyway, irony's a bitch. But anyway, these gallery cars came along in 1955. So, from my memory, I can also tell you the locomotives that were used pretty much through the whole thing. Pretty much they wouldn't necessarily have hauled these, but pretty much every steam locomotive type would have pulled these. They had the 440 Americans, the Atlantics pulled these, the Moguls pulled these, the 10-wheelers pulled these, lots of Pacifics pulled these. The Schenectady built mountains, and any Southern Pacific person will know what I'm talking about there. So the non-MT class 482s, they pulled these along with the GS series, GS1 through GS6. So pretty much everybody pulled these in the steam era. Well, pulled the service in the steam era. When it came to dieselization, there weren't quite as many players. Started with the GP9s and the Trainmasters. GP9 started in 54 and went all the way to 1980. The Trainmasters, they started, I believe it was 54 as well. It could have been 55, but they went 54, 55 to 75. So they had a 20-year career, longer than any other railroad. They just worked well in this service. So yes, Black Widow locomotives, diesel locomotives, did pull these. You didn't see a lot of, there was never a Trainmaster done like in the daylight scheme or a GP9 or anything like that. So you would only see Bloody Nose and Black Widow painted locomotives pulling these. I believe it was 71. The SDP 45s came in, and they started replacing the Trainmasters. They were basically just an SD45 with passenger equipment, hence the P. Different gearing as well, I believe. And then somewhere in there, somewhere during the mid-70s, the GP40s came in as well. Southern Pacific, I can't remember, it was either 75 or 78. That's when they started petitioning to drop this service. They didn't want to do it anymore. They wanted to concentrate on freight. And that's in 1980 is when the California Department of Transportation, Caltrans, took it over. They later changed the name to Caltrain, which is what it still is to this day. So, pretty cool in my opinion. I mean, God, 110 years to run one set of trains. Pretty cool. Let me flip one of these over, and I can kind of... So I've never owned MTH cars this new. This is obviously a completely new generation. And you can see some of the people in there, which I think it's cool. I think it's cool. And I'll tell you right now, these definitely got the wife's approval. She thought these things were cool as hell. But there's a shot of the different style diaphragm, this kind of vinyl thing. I've never owned any with this. It's kind of cool, I guess. Looks more realistic. The trucks and couplers are completely different on these. I think my next newest set of MTH passenger cars is from '99. So, yeah, a little bit of a stretch. Excuse me, but there's your little KD mounting pad. Whoop-de-doo. But yeah, these couplers aren't bad. They're definitely not what they used to be. They kind of don't have that robust feeling, but whatever. That's fine. This is the kind of products we get nowadays. No big deal. No big deal. I have no problem with these. I like them. Paint and everything is, I know it's not that difficult of a scheme, but just I love that old Southern Pacific Gothic lettering. That's what that style of lettering is. That's Gothic. Just, these are cool. And you got metal grabs here, metal. Just nice cars. All LED lighting. And give me a minute. I'll do some moving around over there on the test track, and we'll put these up, and I'll light them up so you can at least see them. And we'll even put a Trainmaster in front of them. So I'm actually in the process of doing some different type of videos, so I can't put these on the track right now. So this is just kind of an abbreviated version of this, but as usual, I can tell by my timer I've talked too long. So stand by. Let me go get these over on the test track so we can take a look at them. And there we go. There is a prototypically correct train. Sometimes they did run with just a couple coaches like this. That's the nature of commuter service. So hold on here. Let's get them lit up. Not bad, not bad. You can see all the LEDs in there. So pretty cool, actually. Pretty cool. You MTH gurus will have to tell me if these are the new ones that have like capacitance in them, so they're flicker free or whatever. I did notice they kind of faded there, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, pretty neat. I like them. I like them. I really like the lighting on them. Pretty darn neat. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this quick little overview here. I'll get these up on the layout running before too long. We will crank them along the way and get it going. So hope you guys have a good weekend. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Later.